Hi, welcome to Blade and Brush, everyone. I'm Mike, your wet shaver, back with another video and a shave using a soap that someone had gotten me. And, again, this was an anonymous wish list purchase, so I do thank you, whoever you are, for getting me this, but this is from Rex Supply Company, 1944. Old World Tallow Formula, made in the USA. Net weight 4 ounces. But yeah, the scent profile is described on the website as bay rum and leather. Now, I don't really notice much of the leather. The bay rum. I'm sorry, I don't notice much of the bay rum. I do notice quite a lot of the leather, which I like. I do like leather scented soaps. I've got my Omega Boar brush, as you can see right here, and I'm starting to load the puck. I've already soaked it while I was in the shower. I don't know if you can see my face is a little bit swollen on the left side. That's because I've had an infection that got in there, and it's gone down quite a bit since Monday, but it was really noticeable. To the point that even my aunt noticed, and she never notices anything. Somehow I got some of the soap on the outer portion, and it's so bizarre. Oh well. But yeah, I do believe that this is a crope, by the way, because it's so soft that, this is what I've got just from loading it. I haven't even put it into the bowl to get it properly whipped up using the bloom water, which I normally do. So yeah, quite a lot coming off of that. Yeah, crope is a very soft milled soap to the point where it's actually, it's not quite shave cream consistency, but it's kind of somewhere between a harder soap and a shave cream, which is where the term crope comes in, because it's a portmanteau of cream and soap. Which, if you're a wet shaver, you already knew. But if you're new to this and you don't know anything about traditional shaving with a puck of soap or a shave cream and whipping the lather up with a brush instead of squirting it out from a can, and that's information that you would find useful. Yeah. Anyway, the back deck is done. That got finished last week. It needs to cure. Basically season, out in the weather until I think the guy said until about sometime in September, and then it should be safe to paint it. But it's actually pretty decent. It's nice and strong. It's sturdy. My aunt's dog is taking a little getting used to it. It used to have 5 steps. Now it's got 4. Yeah, this did not come with a companion pre-shave oil or pre-shave soap, so I'm using my Phoenix Cube 2.0, which is now a slab. Yeah, I was hacking up a lung earlier before I got into the shower. So I think this infection that I've got here is moving from my mouth to my lungs because, yeah, you can hear it in my voice. I'm a little bit froggy. Wow, you check it. Take a look at that. That is some awesome lather there. I showed you the bowl, but I don't want to tip it over. Gosh, I think I might risk it. But yeah, take a look at that. Wow, that is some voluminous lather. Got my Edwin Jagger with my Silver Super Iridium. I stopped keeping track of the number of uses on this. Now, I haven't shaved since Monday, so I do have a couple days worth of beard growth. But yeah, the title of this soap evokes a sort of nostalgia for a bygone era of shaving and what was considered then to be manly scents, which is like bay rum and leather, I guess, according to Rex Supply Company anyway. Now, bay rum is a scent profile that I could take or leave. It's not something that I'm particularly fond of or enthusiastic about, but, you know, I don't hate it either. It's one of those things that's so basic. Like everyone at some point, you know, starts off with that before branching off into the other stuff. But sometimes you'll get a combination like this, where they combine it with something else that you might like leather. Which, as far as my nose is concerned, appears to be the dominant scent profile. Your nose might pick up more of the bay rum. Okay, that's pass number 1 done, and let me tell you something. If you've been using a blade for any length of time, like 3, 4, or 5 days or something, it's going to get noticeably dull. But it is just gliding right over my face when I'm using this soap, so that gives you an idea of how slick it is. Poor boar brush just lost a bristle. No. I've had this for some years now, actually, coming up on about 8 years now, give or take. Okay, I'm getting a bit of the bay rum now. Still got a rather strong leather note. Kind of reminds me of Declaration Grooming's Cure a Pisces, which is leather and spices, where you definitely smell the leather, but you also notice the other stuff in there too. So I don't mean to knock Rex Supply Company. I'm just, comparing it to something else that I know. But both are rather pleasant scents, very masculine. Yeah, very slick. I always end up with this attached to my lower lip. Yeah, so last week we had all that wildfire smoke that blew down from Canada. Now, I already mask because I don't want to get COVID or whatever other viruses are out there, but because I've got asthma, it's especially important that I avoid breathing anything that's going to set off my attacks. And so last week, I was having some issues where it set off my asthma, and I was even indoors. Well, you check that out. So yeah, the air quality has been terrible. Now, I do have inhalers I puff on when needed. So I was definitely doing that last week. But even if you don't have lung issues, if you don't want them, wear an N95 that, or something that has a carbon filter when going outside in this kind of environment, because all the toxic chemicals that are in wildfire smoke, they will give you cancer or COPD. That people were going out without masking and just breathing that shit in. I mean, poor guy who was working on the back deck was working without any kind of respirator. I don't know how he did it without passing out. His stuff was hanging down like fog. The first part of the week it smelled like burning wood. The second part like burning plastic. That cannot be healthy for the lungs. And when it gets to that point where the sky is glowing orange for days or weeks at a time. And people are told to stay indoors unless absolutely necessary. You know, that's something we need to do something about, you know. People keep claiming climate change isn't real. But then act like stuff like this is normal. It was never normal when I was growing up. We never had forest fires so bad that it turned the sky orange for days or weeks at a time, and it never forced us to stay indoors. And we never had anything like heat domes either. Or what we call wet bulb temperatures, where the body just kind of cooks in its own juices. We never had that when I was a kid. Winter used to arrive on a fairly reliable timetable. Now it comes later and later. And ends sooner. It's like, what are we doing to ourselves, you know? It's like, how much are we going to tolerate? And we've got the technology to make clean, cheap, renewable energy, like solar and wind, geothermal, hydroelectric, and now China, of all places, has these thorium reactors that use molten salt and don't have half the danger of melting down like uranium reactors do. And they're bringing those online in place of conventional nuclear power plants. And I'm like, damn, dude, why can't we do that? I mean, hell, over in, I think, what was it, Norway or Denmark, one of those Scandinavian countries about 20 years ago, they were experimenting with using the heat generated by the movement of raw sewage to generate electricity. I mean, it's not completely clean energy, but it's cleaner than what we're using now. And they were using that to help. And then they also had this commercial osmosis plant that they were experimenting with, where they take like some kind of advanced membrane material that they used at this plant that was built where like the sea meets fresh water. And apparently there's like energy given off during osmosis. And so I don't understand the science of it. But apparently by using this membrane, they're able to control that osmosis to a point where it generates electricity. And I think this was back in like, what, 2010? I think I remember reading about it in Science Illustrated. Which I used to love reading, by the way. Kind of broke scientific stuff down into terms that a layperson like me can understand. We've got all the technology to do this stuff and make it viable. I think it's high time we should switch over to it before we burn ourselves off the planet. You know, we've only got one planet to live on. This is it. We are not screwing off to Mars. There is no way with our current technology to make it habitable. We can't generate an atmosphere. The soil there is toxic, so we would have to grow everything underground, even if we could make the soil fertile. And it doesn't have the magnetic field to trap out much of an atmosphere. You know, what remains of it on Mars is apparently largely trapped underground. And then it's only got a fraction of the gravity, so it's like, you know what? It's much easier and more cost-effective to fix our own planet than it is to try and escape to another one. So in my opinion, we should be doing that. And I'm not saying don't explore the rest of the universe. No, I think we absolutely should move on into space and see what's out there, but can't do that if you don't have a home to go to. Or to return to, for that matter. I guess what I'm saying is, we've done fudged up. We've done fudged up. And we need to unfudge the planet before it's too late, you know? Because Earth isn't going anywhere. We're going somewhere. Extinct if we don't get our act together. That's all I'm saying, man. Yeah, I am opening this up for the first time, so I do ask you to bear with me while I there we go. Yeah, Soap came out with this plastic wrapper as well. It's a bit annoying. I mean, don't get me wrong, I understand completely why it was added on there. But it's still annoying to try and remove. All right, so the instructions say to shake this up nice and good before applying, so that's what I'm doing. Oh, this is a nice clean scent. Very interesting. Balance on this, as far as like the bay rum and leather scent, is much more even. And wow, I'm feeling this. So it says denatured alcohol, witch hazel, rose extract, alum, glycerin, essential oils, and fragrance. Shake before using. But yeah, it's definitely giving me a bit of a zing. Not quite a sting yet. But I'm definitely feeling the effects of it on my skin. Which means it's doing something. While that's absorbing, I'll just apply my underarm deodorant. In hindsight, I should have done this before I started the video. But yeah, this is the Companion Bow Shave Balm. Help re-moisturize the skin after all that exfoliation. Oh wow. Look at that. There's no stopper here, so you need to be very careful when releasing this into the palm of your hand so that it doesn't spill over. That's how much I've got. All right, so, oh wow, yeah, this is, I really feel this going onto my skin too. See, this one, the ingredients involve water, aloe, barbadensis, aloe barbadensis, leaf juice, okay, basically aloe juice, citric acid, sodium benzoate, potassium sorbate, yada, yada, yada. Oh, well, yeah, there's a ton of ingredients in here. But yeah, there's menthol in there too. That's like the last ingredient. I mean, you could probably see this on the website. I won't link to it because I don't want to be accused of selling anything. But I mean, if you know Red Supply Company, you know where to go get it. But yeah, I am quite impressed. The sweetness is excellent. The scent profile is awesome. If you're not a fan of bay rum, don't worry. The leather is more prominent in terms of the stronger note. And then the aftershave and Bow Shave Balm also do very good work. You're definitely going to feel it if your skin is irritated after the shave, but if it's not, then I shouldn't think it would be an issue. But no, I mean, they're really good products. I love the scent. So consider checking it out. Or if bay rum and leather is not your thing, maybe try something else out. But anyway, enough of my rambling. Please do all the YouTube things, like, share, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification so that you never miss a video. Until next time, this is Mike for Blade and Brush, signing off.